Hey, all right. Good news. We have a light week this week, not a ton that we have to do. So let's go over what we're doing this week, and then I've got a couple reminders for you. So this week you need to watch the Chapter 2 lecture video, and that's on chemistry. This is a little different than the other chapters we've done. So far we've been talking about biology and evolution and how living things are organized. This one's going to kind of shift topics, and it's on chemistry. Now, the reason we're doing a chapter on chemistry is throughout this semester, we're going to talk about a lot of processes that happen inside the cell. And there's a lot of chemical reactions that are happening inside your cells right now. So we have to know just the basics of chemistry so that that will make sense later on. All right. So watch that early in the week, and then your review quiz is due on Sunday the 13th. Now that's it for this week for the assignments. But let me go over some really important stuff that's coming up. So big one is that our first exam is going to be next Monday and Tuesday. So the 14th and the 15th. It'll be open for 48 hours. Schedule yourself a time to take that. Like, don't just say I'll get around to it, because before you know it, you're cramming and it's like Tuesday at midnight and you're having to hurry up to log on. So make a plan right now. Set aside some time to take that exam. Another big thing is that we had our practice exam was last week is when I assigned that for you. Now it's due on Tuesday the 8th. So that's just a reminder. If you're watching this like over the weekend or really early on Monday or Tuesday and you haven't done that yet, make sure that you do that. That practice exam is really important. After everyone turns it in, so if it's due on Tuesday, I'm probably going to do this on Wednesday. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to review all of the practice exam videos, and if everything was good, if you had your student ID, if you recorded your environment the way you're supposed to, I'm just going to add 5 points. You're good. There's nothing you need to do. This is so important though, because the practice exam is so important. I want to make sure that you know how to take an exam, because I don't want to have to give you a 0 on the test for like a misunderstanding. All right. I know I'm being kind of, picky about this, or I'm stressing this a lot. But I need to make sure that you know how to do the practice exam so that we're all good for the real test next week. All right. So if you took the practice exam but you skipped a step, if you didn't show your student ID, or like literally I've already had some students who their environment video, remember you're supposed to show your desk or table surface and a 360 of their environment, and like the environment video literally looked like this. Like I'm trying to see what's behind your shoulder. I don't care about that. If you did something like that, if you did not follow the instructions, what I'm going to do after I've reviewed your video, I'm going to send you a message, and I'm going to say, hey, there were some issues with your practice exam, and I'll like list what it was. In that case, it would be your environment video didn't follow the instructions. You need to make sure you show your desk or table surface and a 360 of your environment. And then I'm going to say, I've reopened the practice exam. You need to retake it and follow the instructions. And once you do that, I'll give you your bonus points. I'll give you credit for the practice exam. All right. So just be looking for that. Sometime Wednesday or Thursday, check your messages, see if everything was good. Even if I give you the points, there might just be like a little tip that I give you to make sure that there's no confusion on the real test. So be looking for that. And finally, last thing, I didn't put it in this week's checklist because it's due next week. But we've got a new type of assignment that we haven't done yet in here is discussion boards. So every week that we have an exam, so like next week, at the end of that week, we're going to have a discussion board assignment. And all it is, I like in my regular classes, I like having class discussions and trying to figure out what y'all think about different things. And that's hard to do in an online class. So the discussion board, if you'll go over to the left tab that says discussion board, I'm going to post a video or an article or something like that that you need to read or watch. And then after you've read it, I want you to leave a post with a summary, or like tell me something that you thought was interesting, or like tell me how it relates to what we talked about in class. All right. So that's number 1. You're going to leave a post yourself. Number 2, you need to find another student's post and leave a reply. So again, it's a discussion board. We're trying to have a class discussion. That's going to be due the 20th. I will include that in the checklist next week, but I wanted to go ahead and give you a heads up, especially since we don't have that much due this week. If you wanted to get a head start and get that out of the way, you could do that. All right. So that's it. If you have any questions, if you need any help, let me know. Thanks.